Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCRL Pro Tier. Tonight they will be taking on the 5.891 kilometer circuit with 18 corners, 10 to the right and 8 to the left. It's got 3 DRS zones, and it is the lovely Silverstone circuit. I am the Johnny Damon, and I will be your commentator tonight. Some interesting facts about Silverstone is the first race was held in October 2nd of 1948. That was by Luigi in the Maserati, a different type of racing, I'm assuming LMPs. Formula One first raced in Silverstone in 1950, and it was won by an Alfa Romeo of Giuseppe Farina. Tonight we do have a sprint weekend, so it will be a short qualifying followed by a 9-lap sprint race with another short qualifying followed by 26 laps around the wonderful Silverstone circuit. Just be a few moments before we can get the lobby started. I am going to go over the points real quickly. After last week, the gap has closed up to the top 3. Feeney leads the points by 60 points. LB the GOAT right behind him with 59. Comacopa in third with 57. The official Stilos fourth with 45. Mr. Miller in fifth with 35. Raptor KK with 32 points in sixth. Bonget with 28 points in seventh. Osmanian Devil in eighth with 26 points. Peak Hour in ninth with 23. Matthew in 10th with 21. Antonio in 11th with 18 points. LK followed up right behind him with 14 points in 12th. The Natural sitting in 13th with 10 points. Abdul in 14th with 8 points. IRZ with 8 points in 15th. Like Me or Not with 7 points in 16th. GC Adventure with 7 points in 17th. TMM Racing sitting in 18th with 0 points, as well as DeBoonster in 19th and Patty Cake in 20th. On to the constructors, we got the Haas with 83 points at the top. Red Bull in second with 67. Aston Martin's got 65 points, sitting in third. Mercedes in fourth with 63. McLaren in fifth with 54. Alpine in sixth with 45. Racing Bulls with 39 and seventh. Williams with 21 and 8th, Ferrari with 14 and 9th, and the Kickstart Sauber with 7 points in 10th place. We are loading up to the short qualifying for the sprint. I'm not exactly sure if there is a mandatory tire that they have incorporated into this game this year as well, but we are about to find out. Just letting everybody select their tire allocations for the race weekend, and we will be getting the ball rolling here shortly. I did make one mistake. There's only 2 DRS zones, not 3. That's going to be Hanger Straight and the Wellington Straight as well. So turn 5 down to turn 6. And then turn 14 all the way up into turn 15 of Stowe. In about 5 seconds we will find out what the weather's going to look like here for the short sprint qualifying as we are currently loading in. And it looks like it's going to be a dry short qualifying here. Let's pull up telemetry and the track map. And just currently waiting for the first car to come out onto the circuit. We do have 19 cars on the grid tonight, and let's figure out which team is missing a teammate. A new driver on the grid, VPR Chef 1701. He has been putting in the practice, getting used to the game his very first time on the new F124 game. And it looks like Osmanian Devil is going to be the first one out onto the circuit as he's exiting pit road right now and making his way towards turn 3 of the village. Off the exit of village, now making his way around loop. I will take him down a short straight here before he takes that left-hand turn down the long DRS straight of Aintree. Very aggressive warm-up here on the tires, making our way into Brooklands here of turn 6. Then into left field of turn 7. Off the exit of left field we go. This is the old Hamilton straight here. Heading towards, or off turn 8, Woodcote, the old Hamilton straight, heading towards Cops Corner of turn 9. That will lead him right into Maggots and Beckett of turn 10 through turn 14. Really fast S-section here, off the exit of turn 13. And now Chapel, heading down the hangar straight, making his way up towards Stowe Corner. Getting ready to take the right-hander here through Stowe Corner. It's going to carry him down the hill into Vale of turn 16. Heavy on the brakes as he's preparing to start his first qualifying lap here as he's making his way off the exit of turn 18 of the club. Comes across the start-finish line, burning that overtake, heading towards turn 1 of Abbey. Through Abbey we go. Off of Farm, heading into Village now of turn 3. Right on board here with him through the loop. And now he's going to be making his way off of Aintree and down the Wellington Straight. He's got that DRS wide open, heading down the straight. Cross sector 1 split. We're at a 28.3. Into Brooklands we go. We got left field. And now he's making his exit towards Woodcote. Going to carry as much speed as he can into Cops Corner as an Alpine pulls off to the inside there. Through Cops Corner we go. Burning some more battery. Heading towards Maggots and Beckett. Very tight section here. You can easily invalidate through Maggots and Beckett. Nice exit off of turn 13. Got that DRS flap wide open, making his run towards Stowe Corner to sector 3. And he's making his way through the right-hander of Stowe Corner. He's cutting it nice and close to the inside curb. Heavy on the brakes into Vale we go. One more corner in front of him, and that is going to be Club. As he's making his way across the line, sets a provisional pole with a 128.6. Jump on board here with the VPR Chef doing a very good job. Let's see who's about to make their way to the line now. On board with IRZ as he's making his way up into Stowe Corner. Burning all of that battery into Stowe we go. And looking nice off the exit. Keeps it within the track limit. Peak hour jumps up to P2 on the board. Making our way towards the exit of Club. Comes across the line and he jumps up into the P2 position with a 129.74. On board with Raptor KK as we're making our way down into Brooklands we go. Purple sector 128.4. I know that is not purple for sure. As he's making his way through left field, Silos up to the top of the board with a 127.9. Sets a new provisional pole. Abdul in P3 with a 128.8. Through Cops Corner on Raptor KK we go. Heading towards Maggots and Beckett. Going to try and cut it as close as he can through the apex. It's looking very nicely here. Off of the exit of turn 13 we go. Got Chapel Corner right in front of him. Opens up that DRS flap, making a run all the way up to Stowe Corner of turn 13. Williams does have some traffic coming up right behind him here as we're heading down into Vale. Heavy on the brakes all the way down into third gear. A little bit of a right front lock up there. coming towards the exit of club across the line and sets himself into the P4 position with a 128.8. Right on board here with VPR Chef as he's making his debut here in the Pro Tier into the village now, heading towards Aintree we go. Off the exit opens up that DRS flap, making his run all the way down the straight into Brooklands we go. Heavy on the brakes all the way down into 4th gear. Smooth on the throttle now through left field. He's going to get a nice exit off of left field, trying to carry as much momentum as he can, heading down Hamilton straight in towards Cops Corner. Still going to ride on board with him as he's making his way through Cops Corner. Let off just a little bit there in Cops. Now we're making our way into Maggots and Beckett. Coming through Maggots and Beckett. Crosses the DRS flap. He's got a wide open with the McLaren on his sits here, heading down the straight. The McLaren is not on a lap. Making our way into Stowe. And I'm not exactly sure what that McLaren is doing. That is Osmanian Devil. And he compromised somebody else's lap. So that's very unfortunate there. As now VPR Chef had his entire lap compromised. He comes across the line and puts down a 140.3. Like me or not, currently on a lap, heading into Maggots and Beckett. And he's making his way towards Chapel, goes a little wide, and unfortunately going to invalidate there off of Chapel. Back on board with Silos as he's making his way through Maggots and Beckett. I'm wondering if he is currently on a lap sitting at the top. And it looks like he may be, but he is going to get out of the way there. Couple folks diving into pit lane. Just a reminder, this is the qualifying for the Sprint Grand Prix. And it looked like the Boonster jumped up the board into the P6 position. Just gonna pull up tires here. We got quite a bit of folks on the medium tire compound with some on the soft tire compound. Just probably saving their tires, as they will still have one more qualifying session to partake in. Abdul currently out on an outlap, so is an IRZ here as he's making his way down the Wellington Straight, heading towards Brooklands. Let's turn up a microphone real quick. That's good. Looks like SP is about to come across the line here, and he does improve up into the P6 position on a set of medium tires with a 128.8. So pretty close midfield here from P5 to P8, all within the 128.8. Beanie sitting in that P3 position here in the Haas. See what Lee did his best lap on a set of mediums. Alright, here. Who's about to come across first? Abdul just warming up those tires. Making our way off a club, coming across the line to start. Looked like Abdul put down a 128.8 previously on his first flying lap. Now he's making his way into the farm. Off of the loop we go. heading towards the entry of turn 5 with the Wellington straight right in front of him. Opens up the DRS flap, making his way down the long straight. He is going to top out at 201 miles per hour, entering into Brooklands. Goes a little deep there into Brooklands, making his way through Luffield we go. Off the exit, through Woodcote, now down the old Hamilton Straight, which is the old start-finish straight here at Silverstone Circuit, through Cops Corner, entering Maggots and Beckett. Right on board, using a lot of the curves on the inside through Maggots and Beckett. Off the exit, heading through Chapel, opens up the DRS flap. He is a half a tenth down on his time. He's currently not gaining any time right now as we're making our way into Stowe Corner. He's got 3 more corners right in front of him as he brakes for Bale. Turn 17 and now the club. Comes right across the line. Any improvement? He only gains a half a thousandth there, so unfortunately not enough to jump him up the board, but he did gain some time. On the Red Bull with Raptor KK, he's a half a second up after Sector 2, entering Vale. Oh, that's right, with this short qualifying here, it's actually much shorter. Comes across the line, Raptor with a 128.2. Copa unfortunately invalidated. Jump on board with Jay Feeney here. Is he going to be contending for the pole position as he enters Vale? Overtake is on, making his way off of club. Comes across the line and sets the new provisional pole. Is anybody going to be able to top that? Mr. Miller's making his way. He is a quarter of a second up on his time. Through Maggots and Beckett we go. Heading up into Stowe. Now making his way down into Vale. Got turn 17 and the club right in front of him. And he comes across the line and he takes the pole position away from Feeney with a 127.6. Abdul dives into pit lane. And Chef did improve on his previous lap by 3 seconds there. GC Adventure is going to round out at the bottom. And there you have it, folks. This is your sprint grid here. Mr. Miller has taken pole with Feeney in second, Like Me or Not in third. Stelos in fourth. Copa will be fifth. Raptor will be sixth. SP in seventh. Osmanian Devil eighth. Abdul ninth, and Natural will round out the top 10. De Boonster in 11th. LK 12th. IRZ 13th, Bonget 14th, Peak Hour 15th, TMM 16th, Antonio 17th, Chef is 18th, and GC Adventure will round out your grid here to start the 9 laps of the sprint race. And there we have it as we are getting ready to load in here for the sprint qualifying. Alright, we are doing a lobby reset here.